Hello babes, welcome back to the channel. If you are new, welcome. So in today's video we are going to be talking about the iconic black mothers of 90s TV. So let's get into it. Welcome to Iconically Iconic. The 90s gave us some of the most iconic black mothers in TV. Women who weren't just loving matriarchs, but also style icons, cultural influences, and embodiments of strength and grace. These women were beautiful, no nonsense, and always impeccably dressed when they graced our screens. Their impact on black culture is undeniable, and their presence still resonates today. Among those unforgettable women are Harriet Winslow, Lisa Landry, Vivian Banks, and of course, Clair Huxtable. So let's talk about the epitome of grace, intelligence, and style, Miss Clair Huxtable. Clair wasn't just an intelligent attorney and devoted mother, she was the gold standard who a lot of black women looked up to. She exuded warmth and authority and provided her children with warmth, but maintained firm discipline. Clair didn't rule with an iron fist, but with a presence that commanded respect. She didn't instill fear in a way that often causes anxiety in children, but rather a deep desire to not disappoint her. She reprimanded them, yes, but never belittled them or made them cower. They were measured, thoughtful, and always rooted in love, and no parent is perfect. But there are some parents who don't know how to deal with reprimanding their children and automatically go to screaming and saying the worst things they could say and terrifying their child. But that wasn't Miss Clair. And let's be clear, Miss Clair wasn't just a phenomenal mother, she was a fashion icon. While many TV lawyers were dressed in boring, lifeless suits to emphasize their seriousness, Clair embraced color, texture, and elegance. She wore cashmere, silk, tweeds, and wool, always opting for pieces that reflected her confidence and femininity. Her wardrobe was a visual treat of bold reds, oranges, purples, blues, and greens, proving that professionalism and vibrancy could coexist. She wasn't afraid of patterns, and she understood the power of accessorizing. Much of the brilliance of the wardrobe can be credited to costume designer Sarah Lemire, who styled the entire Cosby Show cast with intentionality and ensured that each character's wardrobe reflected their personality, which is not as easy as many may think it is. It is extremely hard to dress an entire cast that is made up of kids, teens, adults, men, and women. It is not easy. When Clair stepped into a room, she owned it. With her classic Hollywood beauty, effortless style, and undeniable class. She remains a TV mother we still admire till this day. Now let's talk about the bold, flamboyant, and unapologetic Miss Lisa Landry. Lisa Landry was everything. She was playful, fearless, and extra in all the right ways. She was one of my favorite TV moms because she refused to dim her light, even when others would think she was too loud or too much, a criticism that many black women often face still today. Watching her as a young girl, I was always captivated by her. Lisa was loud to me in the best way and joyous. I loved her bright laugh. She was vibrant and entirely herself, regardless of what people thought, which is very much who Jackie is. She designed her own clothes, embraced her uniqueness, and encouraged her daughter to do the same. And growing up with a mother like that, you often grow up fearless and feeling that same way. Beyond her infectious energy, Lisa gave some of the best advice to the girls, especially when it came to self-worth and confidence. She never taught them to shrink themselves for male attention or compete with other women in a malicious way. Even though they would sometimes be jealous of one another and other girls and want the attention of boys, mainly Tamara, but that was just normal teenage girl stuff. However, she would snap them back into reality. She poured into them, reinforcing their value and encouraging them to be audacious and stand proud in who they were. And though Tamara wasn't her daughter, Lisa loved and uplifted her just the same as Tia. Now let's talk about her fashion, because Lisa brought it. While 90s fashion is often leaned into specific trends, there was always individuality, and Lisa always put her own spin on everything. She would take a classic denim on denim look and elevate it with a chunky belt, bold accessories, and a red lip. She understood that fashion was meant to be fun, expressive, and personal. You don't always want to look like everyone else. Lisa's designs were always innovative and one of a kind, thanks to the mega talented Ceci, the legendary costume designer behind some of the most iconic Black TV shows, including A Different World and Living Single. Ceci didn't just style characters, she helped define a generation, shaping the way Black fashion was represented on television and leaving a lasting impact on the fashion world. Her work didn't just reflect the trends, it captured the essence of Black culture, translating our unique approach to style, self-expression, and creativity onto the screen. Lisa was the perfect muse for this approach. Her wardrobe was an extension of her bright, bold personality. She wasn't afraid of sequins, clashing patterns, or daring color combinations. She embraced it all, honey, and made every look feel effortlessly chic and true to who she was, whether it was a dazzling evening ensemble or an everyday denim look elevated with statement accessories. Lisa's fashion choices made it clear she was here to stand out and not blend in. Every time she stepped on the screen, she lit it up. Her laugh, her presence, her wisdom, she was unforgettable. So let's talk about Miss Harriet Winslow, the mother who played no games. Now, even though I wasn't someone who was a major fan of Family Matters because Urkel annoyed me and I just hated how dark the scenery was, when I would watch the show, I always loved Harriet aside from Laura. Her iconic rich voice was unmistakable. You could recognize it even with your eyes closed. Harriet was electric. She carried herself with confidence, always rocking a classic red lip and gold jewelry that glowed beautifully against her deep complexion. She was the kind of character that felt familiar, like someone we all knew in our families, a mother, aunt, or grandmother. And she stood tall in her beliefs and always spoke up when people were being treated unfairly. While Harriet may not be widely recognized for her fashion, make no mistake, she always looked put together. The hair was always done, and she always wore her nails in that classic red, and her accessories were always on point. She mastered the art of bold sweaters, statement colors, and effortless styling, showing that fashion isn't just about labels, but it is about presence. And when it came to respect, Harriet did not play. Last but certainly not least, the class, the glam, and the no-nonsense Aunt Viv. Vivian Banks was the perfect matriarch for the Fresh Prince. She was loving, beautiful, sophisticated, and like most Black mothers, she was not for the nonsense. One of the things I loved most about her character was that she was a stay-at-home mom who still had a full life outside of her family. Many times, stay-at-home mothers are portrayed on TV, especially back then, as if their identities revolve solely around their kids and husband. But Aunt Viv was multi-dimensional. She hosted events, maintained friendships, and carried herself with poise. She wasn't just Carlton, Ashley, or Hillary's mother, or Uncle Phil's wife. She was Vivian Banks, a woman of style, grace, and influence. But let's get into this fashion. And you know, we have to get into what? The fashion. Because Aunt Viv did not disappoint. She was always dressed to the nines, dripping in pearls, diamonds, and luxury garments and fabrics. She wore silk blouses in rich jewel tones that complemented her radiant mahogany complexion, and her tailored blazers and skirt suits were the perfect mix of elegance and style. Even when she opted for something more casual, like a chunky 90s turtleneck and dress pants, she made it look refined and timeless. Her statement jewelry consisted of chunky gold earrings, layered necklaces, and elegant rings that perfectly complemented her wardrobe. She wasn't afraid of color, and she understood how to make simple pieces look elevated. It's no wonder our girl Hillary inherited her love for fashion, as well as always wanted every piece in her mother's closet. Vivian's closet was the blueprint for her. And let's not forget how she would gather anyone who stepped out of line, whether it was Will, Jeffrey, or even Uncle Phil. She commanded respect while remaining poised and graceful. She wasn't just an iconic TV mom, she was a vision, a force, and a woman who made us all fall in love with the Fresh Prince. And with that being said, this video has come to an end. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Also, make sure your notification bells are turned on so that you always know when I upload. And I will catch you guys in the next one.